Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Dire team pick.
Come on, it was funny.
10 seconds
Please.
remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Uh-huh.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lion.
Dire team pick.
A world devourer.
Radiant team ban.
I should have seen that one coming.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 now between FlipSid Tactics and Finem, which will feature a slightly different first pick scenario in the draft. CC, we've got a Doom first pick from FlipSid Tactics. I can only presume that's like a preemptive, like it was expecting Finem to go for the OD Omni.
Maybe they're trying to pick Drow and they misclicked.
That feels a little bit more likely. Either way, that is kind of weird. The Drow Ranger is still in the pool. They respond to that Doom first pick with a Juggernaut Lion, and then FlipSid get their hands on OD.
Yeah, that 6 damage nerf to the OD is actually pretty significant because that hero is like obscenely strong. One of the best heroes in the game when he's ahead, but when he's behind, he sort of like doesn't do that much. It's really easy to focus. The Astral ends up just delaying the inevitable instead of actually saving people. And the 6 damage like actually puts a lot of heroes on even footing with him on the lane. And a couple heroes even advantageous just because his damage is actually pretty low with that nerf. So you know, sort of like making it easier to not get super behind early on versus that hero.
What about the imprisonment spam? Is it just not enough in the first like 4 levels to win the lane for you in some of those matchups you're talking about?
A lot of times the heroes will like get enough in the first couple of waves because of the damage nerf that they'll be able to get their bottles soon enough to where once you collect the level 5s, you know, level 2 Astral, level 3 Astral, that it's not too big of a deal because you can sort of shove out the wave. You can go jungle and have a support, just take the lane if it gets too out of hand. You've gotten, you know, enough regen, you've gotten your boots, stuff like that, to where he doesn't just completely massacre the lane, you can actually keep up on farm.
Well, this Keeper of the Light is a little bit different. I mean, I know that hero was pretty good in the previous series that we saw. The ability to be able to move heroes around the map as much as possible. Does this say that Finem want to play a faster paced game?
Maybe. It's pretty good versus the Doom as well as the OD. He's a hero that likes to be able to like chase people down, isn't great at just axe. The mana leak is pretty good versus OD because it forces him to just stand there and people can like walk away and stuff. It's also good versus the Doom because he has such a low mana pool, so even like just a couple of steps that he doesn't have mana for Doom, blinding like people away whenever they're chasing with Doom. I don't know, it's a good laning hero, good for spam, so if they're doing some sort of aggressive dual lane with the Doom, maybe help with that. Not really sure, to be honest.
Well, Timbersaw is going to go into their hands, so the Keeper of Light Timbersaw combination is going to be seen once again. And Timbersaw is presumably going to be matched up against the Axe, but he does have to worry about the Doom a little later on into the series. Meanwhile, Axe, nice pickup versus the Juggernaut, right? Always nice to have a controlling ability goes through Magic Community.
Yeah, for sure. And if they do, it also puts a little bit of mystery into their draft. You don't know if this Doom is going to go offlane, if this Doom is going to be jungling, if Axe is jungling. Doom's a hero that can sort of sit in the offlane and stab some XP if it pushes. Warlock coming up.
Alright, a nice big team fighter. Not too bad, right? It's like FlipSid Tactics, the way I see their lineup right now is that Finem's lineup is pretty fast. Like they don't have a whole lot of cooldowns that they're really reliant on. Their biggest cooldown right now is Omni Slash. And for cores, Juggernaut is a pretty active one. So it seems like FlipSid Tactics may end up having the better late game here, but they need to make sure that they have that they can win a couple of big 5-on-5s, and Warlock is one of the few supports that can allow that.
Yeah, their team fight early on is sort of weird. Like they have a lot of a lot of control. They have the Warlock, ulti stun, they have Call, they have Doom, but like none of these heroes are really known for being massive damage dealers. It's more for like the AoE control, the sort of like the team fight presence. So this last hero needs to be able to do some damage during the Doom, during the rock stun. Especially versus heroes like Timbersaw.
Is Slark too slow with OD? Like you have two cores that don't really hit their timing until like 25-30 minutes?
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe. It is a good lifestealer, okay.
Radiant team pick.
Because I was thinking, it's pretty good versus Juggernaut, that sort of thing. But they go for something that is a lot faster paced. The Lifestealer, who is pretty decent versus Juggernaut. He's pretty good versus Timbersaw, obviously, with the way that he can ignore some of that magic pure damage coming out. And Thug picks up the Invoker. So that means Finem will actually have themselves a nice scaling mid laner and will still be able to play pretty active with that Sunstrike. They may be able to go an aggro Tran lane to abuse the fact that Doom has to jungle in the beginning. That would give Timbersaw a 1v1 matchup versus Axe.
Yeah, I think they're gonna jungle this Axe. I think they should at least. You always want to try and enable whoever your initiator is for the Lifestealer, your bomb hero. So that way, like whenever Lifestealer gets his armament, whenever he starts getting his core items, he actually has someone that he can pair up with. So if you don't have a bounty hunter or Ricky or a hero like that doesn't need items, you want to enable your initiator so that he can get a quick blink and they can actually go around and gank stuff.
So in Axe being able to jungle so efficiently, it doesn't make sense for them to give the 1v1 and just have him, get the free farm and jungle instead. Is that what you're saying?
I think that would be better. And just secure their top lane for the Lifestealer. Can go sap XP if the lane pushes in. Because I don't think this Axe if he goes to the bottom lane or if he's versus the Timbersaw, the Timber's gonna crush him, and if he just goes to the off lane, then he's not really gonna be able to survive versus them, I don't think.
Okay. Well, we have ourselves a quick pause here, hopefully, from the two teams. Side, for those of you guys who haven't watched so far, today has consisted of two different series. The first series, we had Team Liquid facing up against Team Secret in quite the hype match. Team Secret ended that series pretty quickly, though. Made it a 2-0 against Liquid, knocking them down. Liquid now awaits the winner of this best of 3, where Finem are currently 1 game up. They dominated game number 1. We'll see what happens in game number 2, though, because both these teams are fighting for their life in the Dota Pit qualifier. The winner will move on, face up against Team Liquid tomorrow, starting at 9 West Coast time for the US. I'm not exactly, I think it's 18 CEST for Europeans. That match will be then, and then immediately following is the grand final for the European qualifier. European qualifier number 1. There is 2 different European qualifiers, by the way, as well as a CIS qualifier, for those of you guys who are wondering.
So how does the 2 qualifiers work? Do like the teams that lost, do they go into the second qualifier or something, or is it different teams?
No, I believe the teams it's different teams. So that in that group, it's Alliance, OG, Kaipi, and alternate attacks.
Okay.
So pretty much there were 2 groups with 3 invited teams to both group, and then one open qualifier team. So alternate attacks made it through that qualifier, and then who's the other team? FlipSid Tactics was the open qualifier team for this group.
Okay, makes sense.
And then the excuse me, the CIS qualifier, as you guys are probably wondering, FlipSid Tactics, what about them? Well, they are CIS, yes, but the CIS group is already full of CIS teams. Vega Squadron, Virtus Pro, Navi, and the open qualifier team being Team Empire.
The open qualifier team is on Empire now.
That is the Aloha Dance team. So they've got
Okay.
G, Maposhka, King R, and Ghostic.
Okay, yeah. Heal is insane.
The toilet, of course. Have you watched, Oh, okay. Alright, we're gonna get into it. Game number 2, finally gonna be starting here, with a bang, apparently, as the Sunstrike comes out, trying to scout what FlipSid are up to. Where are they gonna be headed? Well, they're going to go for a smoke push-out. TP in. Vanscore trying to get the early wards, met by Spartan, so no wards to be laid down. At least not any aggressive wards. Warlock's going to try and get himself an off-lane ward, nice and early, it looks like, before the Timbersaw's there. Timbersaw, his smoke dies. FlipSid stays alive, and it looks like his ward is going to go on unnoticed.
Did it just wear off? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think they just smoked early, and they just had to run out. And...
Yeah, I was like, how did his smoke break but not Warlock's? How's that work?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Spartan looked like he got a nice aggressive ward up, even though his smoke was broke. So I'm guessing Vanscore is going to be the one spending some time down in bottom lane, and then Shachlo just full out jungles, as we can see from his Iron Talon.
Yeah, he is. He does have the Iron Talon, so they're putting him in the jungle. Hopefully, he gets some good spawns. Gets the quick blink dagger.
Meanwhile, they are not going to be running any sort of aggro tri-lane. Skarlak is going to be in the off lane, but that's fine, right? He's got a fairly easy matchup. Warlock, no disable, no heavy nuke, and a lifestealer, which you can easily timber chain away from.
Battle begins.
Just needs to be careful in these early levels. The Feast can chunk him down pretty quickly with the Shadow Word, but once he gets to like level 3, he will be very fine.
Yeah. As long as you don't feed away phase boots early on to the lifestealer, this should be a easily controllable lane for the Timbersaw, but we'll see how Skylark does. Maybe next time is going to be the Keeper of the Light. He's going to rotate up to top lane, maybe just boost the Timbersaw's lane a bit, give him a more comfortable 2v2 scenario for the first couple levels. As you said, later on, he should be fine solo.
Yeah, teams have been doing this a lot, it seems like. They pair the Caudal with the Timbersaw, and they just like blast the first couple of waves, which is whenever Timber's weakest, so that way he can can't really be punished, gets to his level 2, 3, just sort of invulnerable. They leave, and they let him do his own thing.
Yeah, this offense even allows him to go for Link Death, apparently, which he used to get a couple of CS and put some pressure on Seedoy, burning through some of his HP. Meanwhile, our Doom, kind of a tough lane. He's got boots first, so I think he could be okay. But it's a Lion plus Juggernaut, a lot of damage, a lot of disable there.
Why is he dying to Roshan with full HP?
That's a good question.
What? Oh, he wants the rocks. He's gonna go throw some rocks at people.
Oh my god, what a mastermind he is. He was just mid not so long ago, hurled a boulder at Thug, and now he's gonna double down on that harassment by
Here come the
dying and
rocks.
getting the Doom Shards into mid lane. Double rocks are gonna be coming, and he can even TP in if he wants to right now. And in fact, he's TPing to the tier 2 first. Doesn't want to spook the Invoker too early. What a gank this is being set
Dude,
up
what
right
a stride. That's a 375 damage nuke.
now. That is insane. All right, Thug.
Oh, he sees
He
the
gets
rocks.
caught out. He sees the Doom Shard, so he shouldn't be totally caught off guard. But he may be surprised when Doom also shows himself. There's the Doom. Thug starts backing himself away. They have 15 more seconds with these Doom Shards, so
Oh, here they
gonna
go.
lead
Here come
up.
the rocks.
Comes the Imprison, and Doom Shards.
Bam.
Rock 1, Rock
Bam.
2, Rock 3,
Bam.
and it's still not enough. He's got Quassed up, so he'll be good, but what an innovative way to use this rotating Doombringer.
Yeah, what a meme.
That's, I can't say I've ever seen that one before. Like, intentionally dying to put use to that one is pretty...
Alright, well, they know they have a
Pretty
ward
cool.
now.
Yeah. Maybe next time, is it time to leave the lane? Down at Timbersaw, who's now level 3. Gonna try and take some of this camp that Vanscore stacking up for himself with the Arcane Root.
Yeah, the Invoker actually... Holy cow, this Invoker is getting dominated.
Yeah, Thug's not a happy camper. That's for sure. 4 and 6. More denies than CS.
Apparently those rocks did more than we thought.
Yeah, kept him out of lane a bit. Came by Wild, pushes forward, hits the Imprison, scoots on by. Rather dangerous to do that just for the, I guess, 1 CS miss and a bit of harassment damage, but this Lion is kind of free to do whatever he wants. He doesn't need to be bottom lane, so I'm a little bit surprised he's willing to dive like that, considering the Lion could rotate or TP whenever he.
Yeah, I think they saw the Lion with the ward whenever he was pulling there, so he knew he didn't have a TP and he wasn't nearby mid, and then it's just saw the Coddle Blast, so he had no mana, so...
Skylark, just a little bit of a heal off of the magic stick will be enough to keep him alive. They're apparently going to try and keep him in lane. He's fed a shared tango from the Keeper of the Light. Plays off the reactive armor.
I really like the Life Stealer pick this game. It's really good versus the Timbersaw because first physical damage, so we don't have time for the Timbersaw to get up the reactive armor stacks. Also super good with the axe. Again, good versus the Juggernaut because during spin, you just sort of punch him down. Good versus the Invoker. Once again, you just insta-give him during the call. A lot of heroes that you can really burst down, and he also just doesn't care about a lot of their magic damage. So if he can get a good start and start getting kills with the axe, is like going to be super strong this game. But he's kind of getting wrecked in the lane.
Yeah, Thug. Oh, another blast comes out. This Doom is just... He has Thug's number, man. He just keeps on rotating into this mid lane. Doesn't even matter. Like, most of the time they know there's not even a chance of getting a kill. They're just keeping Thug constantly low. Spartan's finally going to start hovering around this mid lane, and maybe we can actually see Thug respond and with the extra help and be able to get some kills, but... Here comes, the Doom comes forward, set up with the imprisonment, they have the nuke ready to go, the stun comes out first from the Lion, nuke goes down now onto Thug, but he's healthy enough that FlipSid will not be able to get the kill.
Thug only 10 CS in 5 minutes, so 2 CS a minute. Really not where you want to be. Probably going to get a pretty late minus because of that start.
Do you think this is worth it though? Doom is still level 3 and they've just given up their offlane tower. He's pretty far behind, no matter what scenario he's doing, whether he's jungling, whether he's actually in the offlane tower. Is this worth tanking the Doom's farm this much for the Invoker's low CS?
I don't know if he could have really contested or sapped that much XP from the tower. If he walks up to it, the Jug sort of just like walks up to him and Omni slashes him behind the tower. So I think him like messing around there and then waiting for the Jug to push the lane to the tier 2 is a better play. What he did there, so he can get the XP.
Sunstrike? Oh, Jesus. OD. just sits on the outside, barely outside corner of that circle. Skylark will be gone on here. Timberchain ready to go. He gets small distance, but Shoshlo's able to slow him down with a Battle Hunger. And Shirley will be able to get that kill with a chop. First blood at 6.5 minutes in goes to Shoshlo.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice for him speeding up his Blink Dagger. Also giving the Nate some free space. Finally has his phase boots now. He's taking a hurt from the Timbersaw.
Do you think this is a game where you need the Blink Dagger as soon as possible, or can he go for the Vanguard first before transitioning over?
I think you have to go for the Blink Dagger first this game. He's really their only initiator or hero that can make moves. The Doom can sort of, walk around and stuff. He's not really great at starting fights. He's sort of a hero that comes in afterwards and slows.
Prison setting things up for Shoshlo to be able to close the distance for the call, and another Culling Blade, this time killing the Invoker. As you said, should be a very fast Blink Dagger, and we can get that Lifestealer online nice and early.
Yeah, also it's even more important because this Lifestealer's had such a bad start, so he's probably not going to be able to sit in the lane and static farm an armlet. The Timbersaw is going to force him out of lane soon, so he needs to have somewhere to go, something to do with his time.
Man, this Invoker's dead, and Vanscore's still hanging around mid lane like he's gonna gank him. Sitting there with a hate strewn.
I'm ready for you.
Oh. Bug's finally back in lane. Poor guy, only level 6. Doom at level 4 is gonna make his way up to top. Without level 6, though, I'm not sure how they can actually fight into the Timbersaw. Not without the extra help of the axe they had earlier.
Madaris had so much free space, he's actually absolutely huge. 3,800 net worth.
He's a big boy. 1,000 gold over anybody else in this game. Then again, you look into Invoker, and he is exactly 1,000 gold behind the average of the Flipside cores. So it almost, it exactly evens out the pressure on mid compared to the totally free lane that Madara has at bottom lane.
Yeah, funny.
Now it's just a question of whether or not they're able to put this Juggernaut's net worth lead to good use. They are going to find a kill here on Shoshlo with the double damage, and the nukes of the Lion makes it pretty easy. Vanscore, too late to the party.
Walk down. Vanscore being level 4 at 8 minutes is a little worrisome. I guess Roger is level 4 as well, so they're not doing too bad. Just the Lion being level 6 is really scary because now they have kill potential on this OD, so they may try and set something like that with that first finger.
And he does not have any vision into this mid lane, so it's all Radiant vision here. But he does spot out the Lion as whatever reason he pokes his head out. Mana drains. Looks like he wants to go top instead, knowing his opportunities are spoiled, or maybe he's going to smoke and fully wrap around on this OD as top lane being pressured by Skylark by himself. There's the Imprison used. This is a good opportunity for them to go for the OD now while the Imprison is gone. Sure enough, Spartan shows up. The Cold Snap leads the way. Long range impale lands, and a finger and a Sunstrike combined together to claim the kill. Shoshlo hoping to be able to get the call, though. He just needs a spin on Thug, and he would have actually been able to Culling Blade him, but not good enough. Meanwhile, top lane, Skylark slowed down. By the open wounds, is surviving pretty well through this one. The burst damage comes out. Looks like they missed some of it on Zedoy, and Skylark may pay for his life trying to go back in like that. More damage on a Zedoy, but the burst comes out. Zedoy used the ultimate, dodges the blast, heals himself up, and claims the kill on Timbersaw all at once.
Yeah, Madara continuing to push down this lane bottom, so Doom almost getting to his level 6, just like a half wave away. And Madara's backing up, so it looks like he will get his level 6 and be able to participate in these fights a little more.
Seems like Shoshlo's farm has actually stagnated heavily. I feel like he was sitting around 800 gold 2 minutes ago, but he's only been dying since, as he's tried to be maybe a little bit too active around the map instead of just focusing on getting that Blink Dagger. And it does mean Zedoy is going to have to wait a bit longer. He's ready to go, too. He's got the armlet. He's got the first of many items for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, he's been making space for the Doom almost. I don't know if that's what you want to be doing whenever you are the only vehicle for the Lifestealer. I guess they can try some run at people with the Doom, Lifestealer in him, while the Axe farms his Blink, but this Axe definitely does need to get his Blink before too long. It's going to get to the point where they start needing that initiation from afar, and then just running at people isn't going to work anymore.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Well,
attack.
2 to 3, 11 minutes in. If you take a look at, you've seen the net worth of these individual heroes, but overall, Finem is coming out on top, not by a tremendous margin, though. Flip side, they have what could be a guaranteed kill on their hands here. Two-man smoke up with a Doom, level 6. But there are two supports that are actually hindering their wraparound here.
Radiant
Shotslow will go ahead and take out the Observer Ward that was placed. The smoke pops on Roger, and Finem warning bells start sounding.
Radiant's middle tower is
They
under
back up,
attack.
play a bit more defensively while they wait it out.
Radiant's middle tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
take my wall, get in the mid tower as well. So speeding up his farm, going drums or just casual inlays. We'll have his drums soon.
This that force step's got to be pretty important, right? The progression for OD to get into that Hurricane Pike, that's really where he comes online as a core, when he's got the basic stats and the extra maneuverability to play havoc in team fights.
Yeah, he may go 4-step instead of drums this game because of the way Flipside want to play. They want to drop all their spells. They want to burst people, you know, kill people with call, lifestealer, and so being able to get in position, not so much like chase people down.
Under attack.
Better for him, but it looks like he's going to drums.
Oh, the Warlock drops the ultimate there, trying to slow down Spartan. Fan scores push back, and it looks like they will fail to get this kill unless they get a lot of damage onto the Timbersaw here. They might be able to kill both. Oh, Lion. So lucky to be alive. He actually survives just 40 HP. And Timbersaw goes down instead. Flip side, kind of worth it in the end. They get a pretty important core kill for the use of the Warlock Golem. And they still are having space for Cedoy to be able to farm up. He wasn't in that engagement. He's actually been farming bottom lane.
Yeah, Shotslow getting the last hit as well, so after this hard camp he'll have his Blink Dagger, and they can probably pair up and try and find this Invoker before he gets too the Juggernaut before he gets too huge. Already level 11 with a Yasha at 12 minutes, so you really want to try and burst down. And it's pretty easy with the Blink Dagger into the X just slapping him.
Yeah. Pure damage will do most of the work, and Lifestealer is going to be hitting pretty damn hard with that early armlet pickup. So they've got some time to keep this Juggernaut down, but as you said, they can't really wait too long. Cody is going to start wrapping around back to mid, wanted to keep that mid tower alive. The advantage that they currently have in that 1v1 matchup is allowing them to a bit better control of the map. Madara actually man fights up against Cedoy here, but the Infest is ready to go, so despite the fact that he had the Omni Slash, he knew Cedoy was just going to disjoint most of it. Now he mans up the fight. Now that the Omni Slash is, or the Infest is down, he actually gets pretty lucky on the Omni Slash bounces, but I guess that again, he was level 2. He would have killed the Lifestealer no matter what.
Yeah, he committed a little too hard there and then realized, oh, my wave's stuck here, there's no way of coming in, and then he just had to turn and fight him. Whittled him down, and then Omni Slashed him. It was too hard to toggle through it.
Now they missed their first real opportunity because Shotslow has the Blink Dagger, he's ready to go, but Lifestealer's dead for another 15 seconds.
Yeah. Kill skyrocketing him 2k ahead of the Lifestealer. Madara almost a Manta style at 14 minutes, only needs the recipe.
Damn. Oh, Spartan. Runs an advanced core here. Doom's gonna have to be used if he wants to. Okay, or maybe the other way around. They go for the Sunstrike. Not nearly enough damage, though, to kill the tanky Doombringer. Meanwhile, our Outworld Devourer is tried to rotate in. I'm not sure if the Fire Spirit spotted him out, though.
Dire's top tower has
Yeah, it
been
was actually
knocked down.
pretty big from the Doom. Getting in to bait out the finger, so super long cooldown on that.
Yeah, for a second I thought Vanscore was going to use the Doom on the Lion just to be able to get the free pickup, but
Radiant's bottom tower
apparently wants to be able to hold on to it for a more important target. Recall out from the Juggernaut gets him out of a sticky scenario where Flipside were sandwiching that tower pretty much and could have actually picked up a kill on whoever was sitting behind that tower, but they don't get anyone, and instead it's going to be Finem trying to play the offense here. The jump forward Shotslow actually misses down on a call, it looks like, and Flipside missed their opportunity for initiation.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
has
Finem
fallen.
knows what's up. Flipside really want to make stuff happen with the Rock, with the Doom, and the newly picked up X Blink Dagger, so just like splitting up the map, pulling people around with the call recall like we saw in the Secret Liquid series, just like dodging fights and trying to build up some advantage and stay away from their
Wrap here. They know Cedo is alone in this bottom lane as most of the other rotations came up the top, but Cedo is actually going to find Spartan first, not able to close the distance with the open wounds, now gets it with the help of the phase boost, and we'll have this Lion breakfast, it seems. So Cedo, 2-1-1 now, but still 2k gold behind this Juggernaut. Meanwhile, the Invoker is now ahead of the OD, thanks in part to his Hand of Midas and the space being created around the map by his allies split pushing.
Yep, almost has the drums up as well, so... I think they don't really have any heroes to set up with a Sunstrike though, so... It's sort of just a farming machine this game, has to get up a lot of items to make it by himself.
Alright, here comes the true test. The spun already goes off, and he's actually going to be able to dodge a lot of that damage. No one fast out. Now the Omni Slash. Oh, Illusion's attempted to be used there, but it's not enough. Axe still goes down. It looks like Cedo may still fall as well. Madara not able to keep up, but still. Test clearly failed there by FlipSid. The first entrance there of the Lifestealer Bomb with the Axe combination, and it fails pretty miserably.
Yeah, just a little too late. If he didn't have that Manta Style there, they probably would have got him. He would have been in range for the Axe call, but didn't get any spins because there are no creeps nearby, and the Omni Slash turns on him.
This is not looking good for FlipSid. They had a pretty decent laning phase the way they were keeping that Invoker down, but they had to actually transition really well after that because Invoker is known, even if you shut him down the laning phase, he will always make his way back. Very efficient at being able to farm neutrals, is able to even do Ancients with Forge Spirits, and he always goes Hand of Midas. So you had that window of maybe like 5 to 8 minutes where you really could have taken control of the game because it essentially would have been 4 versus 5, but FlipSid have just been kind of pulled and pushed around by this combination of Juggernaut pushing out the bottom lane, Timbersaw who's pushing out top, and the Keeper of the Light rotating between the two, always there with a recall. Tame My Wild will get a kill on Skylark though, so they finally punish the Timbersaw at least.
Yeah, it's pretty big. He was getting close to his Bloodstone, only the Vitality booster, the energy booster away. It's only 2k gold, shutting him down. Skylark's had a, despite the decent laning stage, shutting down the Nace, since then has had a pretty rough laning stage, 0-4 and 0, so roamed on a lot.
Boot to travel, now up for Thug, so he can join in a lot more on the split pushing game. Madara almost has Omni Slash back up. Cedo been in this position before with a 1v1. Looks like our Juggernaut, though, makes a pretty smart read. If Cedo is willing to stick around in that creep wave, that must mean something's happening. With the help of the war, they see Shotslow coming up. Top lane, Vanscore. Doom already picks up the Lion, now able to use the Doom, and now double ultimate's being dropped. Oh, God. Finem just found themselves a nasty, nasty fight. Looks like they're going to drop all 4 FlipSid. This one engagement brings them back into this game, possibly even ahead now.
Yeah, that huge Dynalise Eclipse burnt the Jug's mana, so whenever he came out of the Omni Slash, he couldn't spin away to run down an Astral.
Just like that. Side take a tier 1 tower and take a gold lead.
Bodhi already up to his Hurricane Pike with the drums now after that tower.
Wow. Well, this is
power
it.
of FlipSid's team fight. The Finim's team fight isn't near as good. They really have to just take these small skirmishes on the side. Whenever they take these big scale team fights, they sort of just get run over by the Doom, the ODL, the Rock, just all these huge team fight spells.
Yeah, we addressed that in the draft, right? When they had the Warlock, it was like, okay, you're not going to win some of these small skirmishes against Finem. They're very fast lineup, not very cooldown reliant, have really good kill teams of 2 or 3 that can easily beat out anything else. But when it comes to the full-out team fights, FlipSid will have their day. They will have certain 5v5s that they can always win, thanks in part to Warlock Golem. Now the OD, Roger, though, these are the kind of pickoffs you expect from Finem. They get a nice kill on the Warlock with Finger of Death, Sunstrike used. And nothing else is going to come over, though. Slight little stare down there over the Rune and over Roshan, but both teams will return to farming. and wait for an engagement a little bit later on.
Yeah, this line is really far away from Blink. It's kind of troublesome for Finem because other than him, they don't really have a way to set up the fight.
Spartan, this is a good play if he can actually keep the Blink Dagger down. They're doing it right now with the help of the Forge Spirits, and look like they will be able to kill the Axe. This leaves Seedoy out in the cold. He's going to have to Rage TP out. Meanwhile, Vanscore's going to be targeted at the Omni Slash, and Ad Finem, well, now it's their chance. They get the pickoffs, manage to find the Axe on top of the cliff. I wasn't sure if Spartan was really going to be able to pull that one off, but he did with the help of the Forge Spirits. Kept the Axe locked down on the cliff, and now, because of those picks, they've got Roshan at their will. Seedoy is going to try and come in with help of Tame My Wild, but this is a desperate gamble. 3 versus 4 with some of their big abilities. The Blinding Light already going down. They have no Warlock Golem, not for another 12 seconds. No OD Ultimate, 5 more seconds on that one, but it looks like the pressure was enough to kick Ad Finem out of the Roshan pit for now.
Yeah, no Finger, no Omni Slash, and the OD slowly building up ults with no way to really get on top of this OD, no Lion Blink. And not really that much burst damage without the Timbersaw there, so able to just slowly bop him, build up the ult, and scare him out of the pit.
That posturing, it looks like FlipSid have just gotten themselves Roshan as Ad Finem can't get the full 5-man. Now with big ultimates up, the call goes down. Thug, he's going to be the one caught here. They immediately drop the ultimate, burn through his mana, and even drop the Warlock Golem, expecting more members of Ad Finem to be behind that Invoker, but they've already retreated.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they were sticking around. They all the heroes of FlipSid were back up. They had all their ults, so just needed to back up after that. They almost had an opportunity to get the Roche. FlipSid fighting them up, their ults up, but whenever their ults are up, there's almost no way Finem can fight them right now.
Yeah. It's funny how the little things. Just imagine if like Madara didn't get picked off in like one of these fights and then had his Diffusal Blade with him. Maybe he has enough damage to burn through Roshan before FlipSid. The 3 members are there to kind of posture without their ults, and then this whole entire game looks a whole lot different. But FlipSid get the Aegis, they get the pick off on Thug, and now they are controlling the lanes as well. Tame My Wild is pushing out, or attempting to anyway. This top lane, both middle and bottom, are already being controlled. What FlipSid need to do is just limit the pickoffs that Ad Finem's lineup is best for. Spartan's going to try and sneak in on the OD. Meanwhile, it looks like the Juggernaut went down to the Lifestealer Axe combination of bottom lane. Still waiting for this OD to be initiated on. There it is. The Hex goes out. First damage of Finger of Death, and the Sunstrike is there. No OD imprisonment to save himself in time.
Vanscore finally getting a blink up, so now Lifestealer having 2 modes of initiation. So if they see one hero on the map, they don't necessarily know where the Lifestealer is, if he's farming, if he's sitting in that hero and another hero. It's more mystery and confusion to what Ad Finem has to think about.
Tower is under attack.
Roger denies the mid tower. Looks like he's going to be going for an Aghanim. So he already got the point booster out. Blade Mail is up for Shotlow. Pretty effective pickup against some of these heroes, at least. Maybe catch the Timbersaw with the Chakram out. At least he's not as scared of that hero as before. Meanwhile, Seedoy's he's reached a big peak, right? Lifestealer, 25 to 35 minutes. This is where this hero's strongest. He's got a Desolator, Armlet, and Echo Saber.
Yeah, he is ridiculously strong. I need to restart Dota again for some.
All right. Well, we'll see you in a few minutes here. Ad Finem setting up once again at this top lane. They're not really backing away from these fights because they don't really need to. The Keeper of the Light can recall them around the map if necessary. So instead, they can set up these kind of traps. They've got the ward vision to know that it's just a Warlock by himself, so the Lion can poke his head out in a moment. And they can wrap on Roger. Or he's just going to stun from distance, apparently. They get the Sunstrike, and with the extra bit of help of the Chakram and a Whirling Death.
Whoa.
Not quite getting the kill, and they already retreated with the Timber Chain. Oh, now Spartan's going to have to pop his head out, try and get the kill still. Managed to get the Hex out, but Seedoy, he'll pop out of the Axe and still slow down the Lion. A misjuggled kill there at the top lane results in a nasty feedback, losing the Lion. And FlipSid still look for more. They've got a double damage on the OD, and the Doom's kind of looking around. They can even catch the Timbersaw on its way out, or they get Thug. The 1-2 shot. drops the ultimate, and one right click with a double damage. Finishes off Thug.
Yeah, that Blink Dagger picked up. Didn't expect it at all. Was low on mana from casting Force Spirit and Alacrity for several minutes and just burn him all his mana down. No mana for Ghost Walk and just walked him down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
Madara is doing what he should anyway. He's split pushing away with his Manta style, trying to force members of FlipSid back, and he did successfully manage to get the OD back, and maybe they can actually fight mid while the OD is away. Missed the call. Nice jump in from Skylark. They do manage to get the Doom out on the Madara, and that is a big turnaround with the Warlock Golem as well. They've already taken out the Timber Saw, and Cedo is closing the distance with Madara. Hexed up, though. But looks like despite it being a 4 versus 5, again, the superior team fight abilities of FlipSid reign supreme.
Yeah, he had used his open wounds on the, where did they jump? Was it the Lion who got bursted? No, who was it? Oh wait, was the Timber Saw? Yeah, it was the
Timber
Timber
Saw jumped in,
Yeah,
right?
he'd used his open wounds on the Timber Saw, so he didn't have it up to using the Doom Juggernaut, so he was able to walk away.
Smoke up at Finem. They may just find a very good opportunity for a pick. The OD is one of the highest net worth heroes in this game. They get the stun out, surround Tame My Wild, and burst them down with everything they've got, excluding the Omni Slash.
Yeah, these small pickoffs are what's keeping Venom still in the game. It's happening over and over again. They take a big team fight, FlipSid does, get a lot of map control, and then somebody sticks around just a little bit too long, gets picked off. They sort of get some of that map control back. They may even get this tier 2 off that pickoff.
Yeah, it's like both these teams are making the same old mistakes. Ad Venom underestimating the team fight prowess of FlipSid's heroes, and then FlipSid always breaking apart after a team fight like that and allowing Ad Venom to push forward and get a pick, which results in this graph that looks good for FlipSid. It is going down and down and down, but these peak upwards a little bit at a time. Those are where the pickoffs happen. FlipSid could be so much farther ahead if they were just able to limit those, and they don't have the better late game necessarily either. They do need to be a little bit wary of this this Invoker, who is going to be picking up an Aghanim Scepter in the next minute or two.
Yeah, Thug's finally going to start ramping up. Has the Blink Dagger now, so they have some form of initiation on some of the heroes. They can maybe try and get on top of the Warlock, pick them up, and cold staff him, keep him from dropping the rock, break his animation. Maybe take the team fights that way, try and burst the supports.
Cedo, he needs an initiator, and Van's core will oblige. He comes into the jungle. He's got his blink ready to go, and Doom is up right now, so they can definitely take this fight. They're going to run into the Thug, and they get him too. There's nothing the Timbersaw can do about this one. He just needs to make sure he's not caught as well, but the Imprison goes down, stopping his Timber Chain, or not. He actually still gets recalled because the damage doesn't happen until afterwards. Okay. I was a little bit confused by that one.
Yeah, the Poopa light happened like it was right before, just barely lived.
Oh, look at that. Shotchlow picks up the Shadow Blade. I love this pickup on the axe, but it's not enough to save him here against Ad Finem. They still get pick off in that bottom lane and are even going to be able to force some heroes back inside of their base, which is good for Ad Finem. It just means they're going to be able to get some good map control out of this one. Roger, is he lucky? He's lucky. Such a lucky ducky. Holy crap. Madara, his Omni Slashes just bounced to all the wrong areas. Timbersaw, again, Ad Finem, man. They get a little pick off, and they just get a little overzealous. This time, they lost the Timbersaw.
Yeah, they tried to kill Cedo inside the base. He had armlet on as well, so like 2700 HP, just overestimating their damage.
Madara needs to be able to juke it out against the OD. No Omni Slash, no more spin. He will manage to get himself away. The OD, though, is rocking a Mystic Staff. So he's looking good. Is this Scythe of Ice or Shiva's?
Not sure. Maybe Hex, maybe Shiva's. I don't really know which one's better. Shiva's might be nice against the Forge Spirits, Jug, Omni Slash. Because at this point, they don't really have issues locking heroes down and killing them. They just need to survive, make sure they don't get bursted. Because they do have the Puddle Ags, and then the Gem soon. So they will be looking try and burst some of the heroes. using the extra vision before the fight starts and take the fights that way at Finem. So so having that Shiva's giving the attack speed slow to some of the cores, maybe the Warlock alive so we get the rock off, then the fights that way.
Yeah, it feels like he doesn't really need too much, like, as you said, they've got plenty of disables. He just has some more survivability, it'd be perfect for him. Shot flow sweeps on through this top lane, choosing not to get the initiation that he could have had on the Timbersaw. He waits for backup, and flip side, they've got it in spades. They've got so many heroes. Big team fight ults ready to go. OD and the Warlock ults, both ready in a moment's notice. Doom ready to go as well. Is it really worth maxing out Infernal Blade over the Doom? Is the damage just not good enough?
Yeah, I think so, because you can get off multiple Infernal Blades, lowers the cooldown to only 4 seconds. So, I mean, he skilled stats over Doom.
That part probably doesn't make sense, but I didn't realize he even skilled stat. I didn't realize he was level 15. That's a little odd, but I do like your explanation of Infernal Blade at least. That makes sense.
I guess it's only. It is a fair amount of damage. I guess it doesn't increase the duration, so it's not that big, but...
Easy kill on the Juggernaut. Go for more. Shotflow looks for Thug, but he's already blinked in the trees and will be both TP'd and recalled into mid.
Be Roshan now after the Jug pick off. It's just so hard for the Jug. Axe Call, Doom, lots of other bombs all over the place. There's just like... It's so difficult for him to be anywhere on the map where heroes are missing.
Add Finem. Oh, whoa, Jesus. That was a nice blink out from the OD. Almost killed the Lion in the process of dropping that ult. Shotflow. They really don't need the extra heroes to be able to do Roshan, so they're trying to both defend top as well as mid, which is a natural response from Ad Finem. They know Roshan's going on, but it may just cost them. Deafening Blast, 4 staff away. He's good, and now it's going to be Thug who gets caught instead. Dual Scepter being used, but Thug is already down. His Vance Core provides the transportation for Cedoid to close the distance on 2 different heroes. Gets the Invoker, and now the Lion. Aegis, 1 pickoff turns into Roshan, then 2 more pickoffs turns into FlipSid, having really good control of this map, having Aegis, and are now on the precipice of pushing high ground.
Yeah, Take My Wild played that fight super well. Whenever the Invoker was getting gone on, he popped his Ice Wall. Normally you just jump over and start hitting the Invoker, but he jumped behind and astraled the Lion so he couldn't stun and turn the fight around.
And now FlipSid are rushing through. Take My Wild, the last one to join his team in mid lane, but they're definitely going high ground here. Cedoid, he's got the damage to do so. As you can see, he pops the Rage and eats through the tower so quickly. Gleph will slow down his progress and actually takes a lot of damage in return. Skylark is hoping to be able to force FlipSid back to bottom lane, and he will have enough of a push. Tame My Wild, it's going to TP back. And this is Ad Finem's best opportunity now to go out and see if they can get a pick while the OD is in the base. And they know FlipSid are kind of grouped up around mid. But it looks like they're actually not going to go for that mid fight. We saw the last time that we had a full 4 versus 5. Instead, they're going to rotate all the way down to bottom lane where the OD is at. They want to get that 1 single hero kill. That feels a whole lot smarter considering last time. Stun up. Smoke is successful. They're going to catch Tame My Wild and burst him down rather easily. Meanwhile, the wraparound here, Thug almost gets gone on here. The Warlock Golems are dropped. And that's perfect for Ad Finem. Now they can have a full 5-on-4 with the Golems already being used and the OD down. Roger's going to be able to TP out. Oh my god, what a jump in. They're going to be able to stop Shotshell a little bit, so there's going to be no Culling Blade, but they've already taken out 2 heroes. And Spartan is 1 step ahead of the Golem. The Timbersaw stays 1 step ahead of the Lifestealers. Looks like Spartan will be caught, though. And that's going to be the gem down unless he can actually get a TP out. They're trying for it here in the trees. Oh, no. Wait, what? I didn't need TP out. That wasn't the play. Tornado comes in. Maybe it was the play. He baits him into the trees, and they've actually taken out the axe. This time it's going to be the Dire Side gem that's gone for the moment. Looks like Vanscore will still be able to pick it up. Pick it up. There you go.
There we go.
Dire's top
He actually doesn't have
tower is under
boots.
attack.
He sold them just now to pick up the gem, so
Yeah.
okay, he's fine.
Dire's structures
He's
are
good. Man, what a bait. They had Finger of Death ready to go too, so they probably figured they could just catch him in the trees. That was a guaranteed kill on the axe, and sure enough, finger of death not even being needed.
Yeah, Axe not seeing the gem. Could have dropped his Iron Talon and picked it up. Instead, they get away with their gem, which is pretty huge considering they have a Coddle. So, still able to retain some form of map control because the Coddle ags with the gem. That really deep ward in the top lane. Haven't seen it yet, so really nice vision of where heroes are headed.
Madara hasn't really quite had the same kind of progression in items as we've seen from him before. First 20 minutes of this game, still looking at just the Diffusal Blade and another 2,000 gold behind that. Meanwhile, Thug, he's had a bit better, completed the Boots of Travel, and I believe has an item coming in for him, Seedoy. Spotted out by Spartan. They'll clean the getaway, though.
Yeah, these deep wards like this by the Dire are super duper good because you can see where heroes are going, and so then by doing that, you know where they are, as opposed to having these wards that are like less deep, so you get information about where heroes are whenever they're, you know, farming specific camps and stuff, but whenever you know where people are headed, you can figure out, okay, I'll probably here, and it just gives you generally more information because heroes aren't always all walking to the same place.
Yeah. It's a little bit more like proactive vision, right? Where you're able to plan out, maybe we set up a gank at top lane because we see them already heading there, or you just stay away from top lane if you're not looking for the fight. Here at Finem, well, they don't really have much vision at all, but the little vision that they have, much more reactive.
Yeah, it lets you set up smoke ganks as well, so whenever you're ahead. So really, really nice.
Push down through the bottom lane, and Finem are hoping, just like last time, that we'll see a TP in, maybe from the OD, to stop this push. But maybe FlipSid are done with the shenanigans. No more backing, just full-on 5-manning. No, they're actually going to bring the Axe and the Lifestealer back instead. And they're going to back that up. They actually think, you know what, last time they did this, they went for a pick-off. We don't have the Aegis anyway. Let's see if we can bait them in to some sort of bad kill. And sure enough, Finem might just fall for the bait. Oh, but it's a clean escape still. They kill one, and now they're trying to make their way out. Oh, maybe not.
Wow.
Jump forward, Tame by Wild does manage to eliminate the Lion. It looks like he might have just caught the Juggernaut too, imprisoned up. No spin escape there. Very nicely baited out by FlipSid. They read that scenario. They say, we're not going to fall for the same trick twice.
Yeah, the OD picking up the Hex just there as well. Do a reveal of it, the courier just coming in mid when he backed up, and then it came to him, ports bottom, and super surprises the Jug. Kill.
Still, though, they did kind of... I feel like FlipSid are doing well for themselves, and they're keeping themselves in the lead, but they also haven't closed out this game like they maybe wanted to with that Aegis. At least getting themselves like a lane of racks or something.
Yeah, it's really hard for them to go high ground with their heroes because they always have this Timber stuff pushing out top lane, Gru's pushing out whatever lane was just pushed out, Jug is doing his thing, walking around looking for picks with the Lion. So they always just have all these lanes out, and they can go high ground pretty easily, like if they can get a pick off with the axe and stuff. But I find we're just playing around that, always being slippery, hiding around, and just keeping the lanes out, just being pests.
Shotchlo leading the way with the Lifestealer inside of him with this Shadow Blade. Not able to find the Timber Saw. Maybe if he had just committed towards sweeping out that top lane, but I think he assumed that the heroes that had once pushed are already gone. Meanwhile, Roger, what's Roger doing here? They have Boots of Travels or anything? Trying to make use of some sort of... They've got bots on Doom, I guess.
Looks like Shotchlo is running down here, so maybe they're trying to make a fight happen.
Bait out Roger, see if Finem will take the bait once again, and they are going to, just not quite the way they had hoped to. Oh, Finger Death being used on the creep to stop the Doom TPN. Now here comes the initiation though by FlipSid. It looks like they'll get Moderate anyway with the Abyssal Blade. They take him out. Roger still stuck inside the trees up against Spartan, but a much bigger pick would be Thug, but he's already blinked himself away into the trees. Invis up, recall to the side. And TPing away. Oh, wait, that's not quite what they wanted. Oh, God, now the golem's dropped onto him. Maybe next time may have just screwed Thug out of the free TP home. Deafening Blast push back there. Will be able to get some distance. Meanwhile, top lane, Yule Scepter dodged a little bit of damage, and a Bloodstone Suicide goes down. Again, Thug does escape. Brought back to base by the recall. Maybe next time's got to be a little bit more careful with those recalls.
Yeah, they tried to turn that fight around, but I don't know if they realized the Warlock was still hiding there with the trees and the rock, but thankfully they're all real speedy, so they just walked away. So they did get the golems down, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's something that you kind of, like, guaranteed FlipSid don't push high ground without those golems, right? So
Radiant's bottom tower.
they bought themselves time, but FlipSid are keeping the Juggernaut in place. He's been at a solid 15k, almost, you know, for the last 10 minutes now, and FlipSid have just been steadily growing more and more of a lead on OD and the Lifestealer, keeping especially the Lifestealer much more relevant than he would be at 45 minutes. He's got such a gigantic net worth that he may always be
Yeah, I
the
think
biggest
also
carry.
doesn't really have very good heroes for kiting a Lifestealer. And almost always get on top of him. He has a whole lot of initiation tools, lots of catch, so he can always lock people down and burst them.
It's all just up to quick blink reactions like Thug. We've seen him do this a couple times now. Where the FlipSid would be able to get that kill if he doesn't blink before the infest damage comes out.
Yeah, a blink of Sedoi's own might not be a bad choice this game because Finem is just ratting non-stop. He has the AC now and the Abyssal, so he probably get kills on his own on both the supports and maybe even the Invoker.
Catching two. Oh, God, that's a big pick. They get both the Invoker and the Timbersaw here. Timbersaw, the only one with buyback, and now AdVenom's only option is just hard push the top lane and see if they can force some of the FlipSid members back to base once again.
Yeah, they tried to go on Roger, but he had a blink dagger, so did it again there. Just dodging around, wasting their time.
They're going to TP back, but now it's crucial that Madara gets out of here alive. Spartan turns around for the Hex. Needs to be able to save Madara here, but he gets doomed up. And Spartan is left to the wolves there. It just gets torn apart by Tame My Wild. Madara tries to go into the trees, met by Tame My Wild and his Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, at mid, they can't even win this mid engagement, it seems. Skylark in some serious trouble, gets bashed up. Force staffed away, though. Will buy him some time, but it looks like this melee rack still may end up going down. Completely out of mana, though. Both Seedaway and Shotshlow, and they still have a glyph up. Timberstalk can come back into this fight. Still feel good about chasing them away. Chakram barely clips Shotshlow. They might be able to get this one kill. Timberchain misses that one. The blast almost finished him off, but it's not quite good enough. Seedaway now has enough mana for the rage, and it's almost enough attack speed to kill Skylark, but instead he has to just suffice with a ranged Rex instead. FlipSid take mid. Again, they keep the Juggernaut down, 15k, like always, and FlipSid continue to grow bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and once again, a lot of this game just comes down to FlipSid having multiple tools of initiation, multiple ways to make moves, and this line never really getting up to a Blink Dagger, no other heroes with catch on their team, an Invoker, a Timbersaw heroes that sort of idly push lanes, a Juggy here that makes moves early, but in the big game isn't great at initiations and picking heroes off. So just not really having a way to get on top of heroes and get pick off some map control that way, whereas FlipSid have a Doom with a Blink, an Axe with a Blink, a Lifestealer with stuns, Hex on an OD, just all these ways to lock heroes down and get picks.
Juggernaut just about to revive here, so they're going to recall him in. The scan is successful, though. FlipSid, quick retreat right as the smoke was about to come through. Great read by them. They knew they had the read that they were going to go and try and fight over Roshan. It looks like they're going to try and make an initiation onto the Axe with a call out, the pop out there, and they're going to try and burst down the Timbersaw, but he's got the Yule Scepter. Meanwhile, OG, somewhere in the back lines, will manage to kill the Timbersaw, so making that a 1-for-1 trade. Doom for the Timber.
Yeah, pretty costly misclick from Take My Wild. He actually Astraled one of the Jug Illusions instead of the Doom.
That's rough. And they did use one of the big ults, too. Warlock Golem is down. OD's ultimate, however, is up. AdVenom, they need to be able to burst down this OD if they hope to be able to take this fight. Hex out, there goes the ults. Immediately used. Burns through Spartan's mana, but still has enough to be able to TP out. Looks like most of AdVenom will get away, or not. That'll be a gem down.
As for
OD does some damage.
And I like how FlipSid, like, you know, at a certain point in time, some teams would just be like, ah, screw it. We picked them off on off. Let's just try and end this game. But they are literally just, like, the more pickoffs they get, the more Ad Finem get desperate to split push, and then they just keep on picking them off over and over again.
Yeah, and there's no way Ad Finem can take the fight to them. Like, their only play is to split push and look for pickoffs, so just playing around the only thing Ad Finem has left in the game they can do perfectly, and forcing them to make bad plays, make risky plays, and punishing them every step of the way.
Tornado goes out as we kind of talk about risky plays. It's kind of what's demanded. Thug hopes to be able to just get a free kill, or maybe it picks up the Roshan or something. Doesn't do either one, and an Aegis now in the hands of OD, and a cheese for the courier apparently. All right, Chachlo will take it.
Yeah, he picked up the Aegis and the cheese. I was like, wait, where does Boots go? I was confused.
He's got he dropped his power treads in the base.
It looks like if I can pick them up, they're still in the pit, so.
Somebody claimed that 1,500 gold.
Yeah, go deny it. Secret mission. Go Spartan, go.
Like these great wards to be able to find split pushers. So they do have some idea that the timber saw is up here somewhere. Just a question of where. And again, FlipSid have all the advantages in the world. They have Aegis, they have a cheese, but they still want to stop the split pushing that Ad Finem are so desperately trying to pull off.
Yeah, the worst thing that can happen is if they commit to a push, Madara is split pushing a lane, cancel some TPs, and they end up, you know, maybe losing a Rax trade or just straight up trading. It's not really what FlipSid wants. When you're this far ahead, don't take advantages. You don't cooperate with terrorists. You
And this is a play that you could definitely make when you've got the Aegis. Tame My Wild. He puts the travels to a lane completely solo. Tries to set up a gank, but the Lincolns on the Invoker does allow him to be able to blink ahead of the Scythe of Ice.
he tried to blink it with their break it with a Hurricane Pike into the Hex, but he acted fast enough to get away before he could get the Hex.
Call Madara done for. Again, Madara just is seeing no progression in items, so he is just being destroyed by this combination. Now the initiation of bottom lane. A Timber Chain does get him away, even though the Doom landed on him. Skylark get back to the fountain, and FlipSid do have some serious abilities blown. Tame My Wild threatening to use the Imprison on himself. But in the end, doesn't need to. Vanscore's going to be targeting his head. Nice double stun, but now the Warlock Golem's being dropped there. Talk him over the top is going to do a good amount of damage, but it's Ad Finem who crumble under the weight of both Tame My Wild and Warlock's big ultimates. Now they back up, taking the second lane of Rax of theirs for overextending too much.
Yeah, there's just no way they can deal with this Aegis. They don't have any ways to get on top of him and just like chip the Aegis down, go in, burst it, and then back up and reset. He's just able to stand there.
Nice use to the Lotus Orb, turn around, but a nice call! Shots low, catches 3, and immediately Ad Finem call it with that. There's no way they can fight that one out without Madara and a call like that, so GG. FlipSid, the open qualifier team of this group, managed to even out the series against Ad Finem, making it 1-1.